for me, it's a big challenge, especially after match, because getting people engaged and getting people to pay attention to the deliberations here is a big challenge, especially post match. So, friends, welcome to God's own country. And God has His own unique way of celebrating this day. And in the morning I saw that there were a lot of winds, and it's raining. It's raining. And for me, the topic for today's session is going to be on being self-reliant in diagnostics, roadmap to be self-sufficient in medical diagnostics by 2030. So basically, I'd like to share some pointers here that the medical diagnostics, you see how the industry has performed with COVID times. So most of the industry players have received the occasion and introduced products which has in fact saved lives and impacted people's lives. Also, what I would like to share here with my audience here is that the Honorable Prime Minister, when he visited Australia, spoke about the significance of the medical sector, specifically the Medgate sector. So this actually signifies the relevance of how important this industry, the role this industry will play in the coming times. And to give you some other idea about the industry, we are the fourth largest industry in Asia after China, Japan, South Korea. Globally, we rank 28 as far as the market size is concerned. To give importance to this sector, in May 2023, there have been also three major policy launches in India. The first one being the medical device policy, which was launched. The second one is to facilitate export promotion council for the medical devices was launched. And thirdly, the Union Health Minister, Dr. Mansur Mandavia, had launched the assistance for the medical device for the cluster. So, to strengthen the existing infrastructure for the testing, as well as to build new facilities to provide testing facilities for the medical devices. Also, the India's last big news, as most of you are aware, was Chandrayaan. And in fact, that was the biggest success, a resounding example of the great determination and self-reliance. In fact, now we are ranked fourth nation to join this exclusive super club. Now, leading from the same part, the Indian cabinet has recently approved the PRIP policy, which is the promotion of research and innovation in pharma and medical devices. To elaborate on this a little bit further, the budget is of 700 crores, whereby the government is funding this to create a center of excellence within the 9 years. Against this background, let me introduce my fellow panel members. We have with us Desumi Sivarani. Please raise your hand. She is the research from Operation Health with 15 years of scientific experience in medical diagnostics. She has worked on several research projects that employ the development and validation of various tests and kits. The second panel member that we have is Ms. Sapna Sony, she is the head of regulatory and government affairs, Medgate India, and she is a business strategy specialist with 18 years of business experience across multinational and Indian environments as a policy, regulatory, and international economic professional. She is currently working on international medical device regulatory framework. And the last panel member that we have is Mr. Hospex, who is heading the strategy uh, division of Rapid Diagnostics. He has over 25 years of rich experience in medical diagnostics and devices with leading MNC companies. His sphere of roles and engagement include manufacturing, point of care, technical services, regulatory affairs, molecular diagnostics, life sciences, clinical diagnostics, business, profit and loss accountability. So let me jump into the session and engage with this illustrious speakers in a meaningful discussion. Technology, like any other industry, is playing a very active and a dynamic role in defining the future of IoT industry. So my question goes to Ms. Sumi. What is the role of emerging technologies in shaping the Indian IoT industry?
Thank you, Jatin sir. Hospex, Medgate today for this wonderful opportunity today. So the role of emerging technology shaping IoT industry. So this human healthcare industry, or the human healthcare, is a vast landscape and it is ever changing. The new outbreaks, the mutations, the emerging pathogens, and the growing resistance place a significant pressure on the diagnostic tools and the diagnostic professionals. So only a novel or a complete technology that meet this requirement can only be an app solution. So let's discuss about the emerging technology. The emerging technologies like this AI-based platforms, point of care technologies, rapid diagnostics, this real-time diagnostics, molecular diagnostics, genomics and precision medicine. All these what we are looking forward to. So if we consider few of them, maybe I guess this artificial intelligence and this machine learning, it plays a significant role in this human healthcare by helping analyze vast amount of data, improve diagnostic and personalize the healthcare. So it has enabled the doctors to tailor the therapies as per the need of a patient, and not less this Internet of medical things, the wearable fitness trackers. I think most of us are familiar with, or the intelligent insulin pumps, or remote people like patient monitoring system. So these has transformed the healthcare to a proactive and personalized care. We can't now tell it is a healthcare, but it is a proactive and personalized care. And not less this voice assistants and chatbots. They are doing immensely, getting popular within use, because it is assisting the patients with a convenient access or convenient way. It is being able to give the information or support required for the patients. So we can't now think about a world without technology, and health system cannot escape from the influence of these technologies. And it is also very difficult to keep up pace with the rapid advancements that is happening in the biomedical, bioengineering, or these digital technologies. So, if we want to choose something, okay, we would wish to procure something, a monitoring device or a particular parameter. We have now n number of devices, n number of categories, n number of types. So, where it is getting streamlined? So, there is what the industry experts or the government officials, they need to put up a correct framework so that this novel technologies having some kind of a scrutiny. So the selection, utilization, or this management of this technology in a investment for the cost investment. So that has to be done with a policy framework without diluting on the safety, security, or the quality factors. So, the guidelines, now we are coming up with strict guidelines for this novel IVDs. And these guidelines for this novel IVD should be emphasized, should not just be emphasized on a technology based solution, but it should be a customer centric solution with sustainable business model. And definitely all these emerging technologies are sure it is going to assist us with a more efficient, personalized or accessible healthcare. And we should be open and adaptive to these trends to keep us competitive.
Thank you, Shaniti, for sharing your valuable insights on the emerging technology. In fact, what we understand is that the technology will play a very critical and a pivotal role in actually democratizing the healthcare services, in democratizing the diagnostic solutions across the geography. Now, for example, telemedicine during the pandemic times, what we have actually seen is that it's been able to democratize all the delivery of the healthcare services, and even people who have been available in the Eurozone setting, they have been able to have access to health facilities which in fact earlier would not be available or accessible to them. Now, if you look at technology, it plays a very critical role because it has to be made available, it has to be made affordable, and it has to be accessible to one and all. And what Suzy in fact also mentioned was to integrate this, tools into the work-life situation so that they are able to streamline the workforce processes, able to lower costs, and at the same time able to build up the efficiency and effectiveness of the system. However, when we talk about technology, it can't be talked about in isolation with respect to R&D. Technology and R&D in fact go hand in hand. In fact, they are two sides of the same coin. And R&D generally happens in that. So, what Suruji also mentioned that whether it is AI-driven digital tools or a chatbot, we need a lot of collaboration with respect to the at times it does require critical collaborations and also support of the government in terms of and creating environment an ecosystem where the industry is encouraged to introduce newer and better technologies. So my next question is to Mr. Bhaskar Baladi. Yeah, in your opinion, what is the role that academia and research institutes play a pivotal role for local innovation?
Thank you, Chief. The core issue there, we look at IVD, not even medical practice. The fundamental issue today in the crisis is having a great level of development to application and historically our scientific institutes, research institutes, have been molded since the 1990s. Basic research will provide information to basic research will say you have to use application kind of solutions which we did for now, that is where the existing gap is. Our expectations in academia, especially in upcoming micros, these are some of the institutes where we have technology, we have skill sets available, I guess it's my collection is some of that. You take the many years before we can really make the concept where we can develop commercially grade products and solutions. So far, there are only kinds of inventions. Unless the invention turns out to be a commercial success, so we are getting into that cycle of where we have some kind of inventions we can apply. How do we translate to the inventions and technician successes into this educate ourselves in micro before we can realize those opportunities. When we interact with the modern scientists, there's still a frame of mind that's still moving towards how to develop commercial viable economical solutions. Some of them are great, but it will take some years to its outcomes because last of 6-7 years is much better towards education orientation. And I believe that in the next decade or so, we will see some innovations coming up from these institutes to some places players who give a big in terms of technology transformation or some great generations of great innovation. It's something good to happen. One of the challenges of the research institutes is to see a lot of these how does that actually works in a patient situation? There is a significant gap in terms of how the storage can be applied and then data is something which is currently missing. And trying to work with local hospitals, some way of connecting with ICM, trying to bring that kind of data back to there is a significant gap there for the research institutes. Some of them are very important. The ones which are very impressive, what I have seen, and I think that maybe one of the more for the next 6-7 years is micros. This will be less than 8 micros for the next 5 years. And I think we link, especially how and micros. Is something which is more towards medical devices and diagnostics. And when that will plan in terms of the industry, they are trying to develop some plans towards really bringing some innovation to the useful both on the side as well as the diagnostics. And which is backed up by solid data and process, significant amount of legal context for the next 10 years, which I believe that will help a lot on the medical side. But if you compare it with some of the case schools, still I believe that the focus is to a basic research. We have to see that what are those projects which we are doing. But that's some of the IITs allocated and we have building the connectivity that we have and industry relationship with local university. So I would say that I think one of the fundamental change which we is some of the projects to be developing application solutions on fundamental basis research, we involve application related research. Unless the shift happens in terms of funding, something is probably missing. not saying that they are very important. They are part of the investment, government investment, of the media technologies, CSIR. The big focus of this about the analysis, and at least a portion of that is dedicated and ensuring that some involved towards understanding the interactions. Great technology. I think that really left the use to improve a lot of innovations. Innovations in the sense that you don't have to produce a final device. There are many things these IAPs or these members can do is developing some of those components that are developed by they are extremely dependent on China and South America, building all those components. Even though we play in the locally manufacturing, you will find that at least 70% of the components are from China. Leaving aside the semiconductor components, perhaps some of themselves from fancy. Okay, at least on the other component side, there are many areas where they have the expertise, they have the infrastructure. There's been a lot of scholars who believe that the latest stuff available, most of the is how to translate that available infrastructure into create something security components that essential that is very general eventually we have to do that and some of this next.
Thank you. Some of the points that Rasul raised are very unique points and they're very practical points because, you know, in India, most of the academic institutions, as Rasul has said, still focus on basic research and not applied research. And that's where we get the changes. If we shift the mindset to applied research, then a lot of things like the basket will change and to be actually a big picture for the customer. The second thing is that the orientation of the academic institutions publishing more of the papers. Well, paper is important for that. What is also important is national orientation. What Bhaskar has also mentioned that these institutions become market oriented, they understand the customer's needs and wants. Then they will be actually creating inventions and discovering new technology, which is in line with the expectation of what the market wants. So it's actually very, very important to balance out what the market wants and what the industry wants and what the academic research has to be able to do all of these things stakeholders. So having said that, very good question perspective on this very interesting topic. Now going forward, internationally also, we need a lot of diagnostic partners who can actually help in building up these standards, help in translating the technology, help in ensuring that the country actually comes up in terms of what is the earlier technology and also implementing of the existing technology. The idea is that if we technology developments which are happening worldwide, if we go hand in hand, like whatever is being provided in US or the same thing is happening in India, then the results will be phenomenal. And that is what should happen in the coming times. So my question to this Satya is, in your opinion, how far has the international harmonization gone in sync with our sector? This question is to you.
Thanks. Our regulator is the CSO, the Central for Science and Technology. As far as this international harmonization is concerned, they have the same time, we have a long way to go as we have multiple regulators. Still, we are way ahead of one medical device or diagnostic being regulated by legal authority, is being regulated by Medgate. We have international standards in place for that. There is electronic communication information technology as regulated, sitting for Reliant standards. So if there is a, other than CDSO, one comprehensive framework has to be seen. We have even e-waste, we have even Mr. Environment looking for us for some regulations, maybe some concept of we have again diagnostic excellence regulated by EW. Companies are now expected also to create any. So I mean, one regulator I think should say what about all these diverse organizations in the state where
Okay, Satya, thank you very much for sharing your interesting thoughts on this very dynamic sector. And the industry understands that if you see in the last 2 years, a lot of changes are happening in the regulatory side. All the process things are changing. The government policies are able to help support the industry. However, given the complex nature of the regulations, what is required, as what Sapurti has mentioned, is harmonization not only of the international industry, but even the overlapping of the various ministries, agencies involved in getting approvals in certain products. That harmonization should also happen so that the industry can actually have some ease of doing business. And no doubt it is in the topic that if there is ease, then the compliance factor will also increase, with respect to what the regulator also wants. Well, I have to share with the industry, all of the wants to comply with the rule of that, but then if it gets support of the government, then I think, it will go a long way also to address all the various stakeholder issues and also the compliance, not only compliance but also the launch, any new product which will be launched will be much faster and efficient and in line with what the customer wants. So now going forward, the government has proposed a lot of medical device parts across the industry. So to facilitate the local manufacturing of the medical devices and IVD. And one classic example, which is being the poster boy of our country, is the AMPZ, which is the Andhra Pradesh Medgate. They in fact have done a wonderful job in promoting local manufacturing and also promoting R&D, thereby reducing the cost of the product or services to the consumer or patient. So we also see now that because of that success factor, we have 4 other medical device parks which are all being set up. Be it Uttar Pradesh, be it Madhya Pradesh, be it Himachal Pradesh, and then Tamil Nadu. So my question is to Mr. Master. Can you share your thoughts and your perspective on how the medical devices are going to shape up the identity development and the local manufacturing?
Okay, so here are my designs. I've been through some of these parts. I've interacted with some of the leadership being there. When you're looking at what is is yes, Jatin mentioned that maybe is one of those pioneers in don't always give an idea of what, but I would say that the medical context is still something which others have to do. When others have to emulate, they will have to elevate at least 5 to 7 years to reach the level which the AP medical technology has been able to achieve. Of course, that is one of the legacy startups for they have the big way of years to be able to demonstrate that they have been able to bring up the right structure medical devices of now, how about others who are actually trying to set up some of these products around the country? Most of them have implemented for example, saving that. But whether they will be able to regulate it or able to do it better or I think that we have to always be seen. Primarily because one of the things which currently most of these parts, upcoming parts, some things which currently we don't have sufficient funds to do. Yes, there are exceptions because let me take some points. Central government also has but then some hundreds will not make a big difference. I guess we require the current baby bar has not much left to about 700 years. Now babies produced across all these things. Besides the land which came from the river, so we have not the house collected 1,000 crores and an investment which has not over the last 6 years. Now, how far the funds able to get that kind of finances? Because the 400, 500 crores 5 years back, they could require almost 1,000 crores. Patients going back and kind of equipment and premium also. So that means new parts are double the amount of finances. Even if they have to reach the level of people, and if they have cross agreement with other orders which is far better than the agreement, we probably double the amount which would be a space. So that is one of the challenges. Trying to provide a lot of these documents actually not just invest in the level of establishing technology and the technology parts. But this is quite challenging for most of them because of finances. The second important thing is while some of them may be moving maybe elevate and elevate what is more important besides that money is leadership. I guess that the leadership which is there in the individual is outstanding. Not only the top leadership, but also the leadership is surrounded by young developing people. They are very young, healthy kids. They have a lot of energy, but they want to do something. They more 24/7. They will make things happen in the industry. You see some help. If you want something to happen in that job, you will see that yes, we do it, and you will also commit finance and they will deliver it. Simply because they have a very young talent, which is nurtured by professional years, and they're finding out in terms of technology part and industry. So that is something which is going to be a very difficult task, considering how we got India, the level of leadership which we got, the entire office. Everybody got and got in terms of the whole kind of business. And then it was something like the next company would really touch. But even coming and working there, there are more than 1,000 people working on it. And anywhere, it takes a bigger share of employment. More or less, guaranteed by this is a simple example. Yes, absolutely. I really get the way is something. So those small things do matter. And also they have to be very done and then something like I work with so many and they find about 6,000 people basis. Young people, kids, learning practice. And they take care of them as a class. And they use it in the research knowledge which they are coming from. So that is something which is not and any of them have to really look at whether UP or FP or the industry levels absolutely must be there to succeed in the years. The third part is ability to bring people, like the very technology part, just cannot have only industry. It has to be some level of innovation in your part, getting support options that are available, whether it is paid different administration support, whether paid administration support, whether you have to extend the way how to support them on the regulatory matters. For those people who are sitting down, the industry that these are some of those things which are very vital to impact industry from industry. And to some extent, I think that believe that there can be great quality is the way to go for supporting the products and successfully India is exporting. I think we also have to invest in development and technology transfers. Also, regulatory review because something very much in the markets. And some of them are not supported. Very policies that they are to see how those markets response and response to be very like having this national support so that we can also export. All in all, I think we are shaping that. And I think yes, is we think about how to maybe 5 years cycles before the especially the technology blocks are creating the ecosystem, which is the component, investigating technologies available to the communities, the builders, and training products. I think that period of all the years make now that we are slow. We are probably the largest sand sufficient in terms of some of those technologies which will come up over the next 5 to 7 years.
Thank you, Bhaskar. In fact, let me summarize some of the pointers which Bhaskar has mentioned. One of the main and key points is the leadership which is actually in charge of the medical device parts. And second, the leadership team is the team which is supporting the leadership. The third thing which I understand is the funding which it gets from the state and from the center. The other thing is very important is the alignment between the industry. What is the industry asks? So if there is alignment between the industry asks, then there is going to be a very vibrant and a dynamic ecosystem which is the need of the hour. Because then that facility is going to be used by many companies of the same industry, ultimately leading to availability, affordability, accessibility of the technology that Sumiti had mentioned and even Bhaskar had mentioned. Now, to support any company in the industry, in the medical device part, what is also important is the key critical components which lead to a breakthrough in having a product being commercialized. And what are these key components is availability of the certifying bodies, availability of training institutes, availability of clinical samples, so that the product can be tested before actually the commercial launch, availability of and sometimes we can advise on treatments, and also sometimes what is required is 3D printing so that the look and feel of the product can be visualized and seen and felt. So all these critical components, and even one more important point which Bhaskar had mentioned is the tool room. Now, for any unit to be commercially viable, the tool room has to be there, and that will also help in making India a self-reliant, because for development of a mold also right now, a good quality mold, the cost of the mold goes into crores of rupees. So thank you, Bhaskar ji, for your wonderful environmental insight on the medical device parts. And if we talk about the medical device parts, the product development can't be behind here. So I have a question to ask to Ms. Subi on this very exciting topic of product development. My question to you, Ms. Subi, is what are the key challenges, barriers you have seen or faced during the product development and subsequently in its parts to commercialization?
So, innovation is a need of an hour for this Indian medical technology industry. But there are few key enablers that can facilitate and accelerate the pace of this innovation. The key challenges what I cite here is funding, then skilled manpower, then ecosystem for this indigenous manufacturing, and the last but not the least, the very important, a supportive regulatory framework. So the first one I'd like to cite is about the funding. While many MNCs have the access to a comfortable, sufficient fund to run the R&D, most of those Indian startups or small companies does not enjoy that status. They have limited resource, and diverting that resource for R&D to an extent it is not feasible. Or else what it will be coming out, it will be in a half-cooked form. So the funding, what I meant is be it in the government sector or a public-private sector, this is same applicable for an institute also, for an industry who is focused on innovating something or bringing up a new product. Funding is a very critical factor. Because what we see from the institute level, a prototype development, maybe that uses only 1/3 of the funding or actual to a journey of a product launch, or from the innovation to its part of regulatory approvals, validations, and to the launch. It is only 1/3 what we will be investing to see a prototype there. So it is not the end. So major funding issues that will rise after this prototype development, because still that it is only going to have scientific after a lesson that of the is required. But after that, the cost of validation or arrangements of these samples, because we are planning to cope or compete with the international market, with the global standards. We can't dilute on that, because later once we are going to go into the international market, we have to show a comparison, how we have compared, what is the gold standard method, what we have used. So it is like just good enough funding is required for any innovative product actually. And if you will see the trend what is there in India, still I think the Indian market is more focused on developing low-tech devices. Still the high-tech devices is being kept on hold by the MNCs or the foreign companies. That is because of the funding structure what we have. The next thing is the skilled talent. Although India produces a good number of STEM graduates, including engineers, still the biomedical education and this engineering discipline is not aligned. What an industry requires, the skill or the kind of an expertise or kind of an base education what we require from a fresher, that is not found in the correct, like whatever the pass out is. The industry has to put another 6 months to fine tune them. So definitely there is a scope or what we have to be from the industry. We have to work along with the government and academia to bring up relevant courses so that it develop a relevant base for them, and we are able to get from the industry perspective. We'll be getting the right pool of talent what is required for innovation. So then the next one, what I'll cite is a supportive regulation. A good and thorough regulatory framework is very important for the growth of this Indian medical technology, and that is also required to bring up this new IPDs into the market. I will cite a few examples. Like if we are going for an innovative product, still there is a lack of clarity, which is the predicate device what we have to compare to, because it is not like any device we can compare to and submit a file, and it will not. It is definitely people are seeking to address. So there are few things which we can put in prior itself, like this lack of regulatory issue has to be clarified. The predicate issue or the cost of validation, that is huge. So if a small startup or a normal Indian company with a normal funding has to come up, definitely some kind of a better framework has to come for this regulations. Then not the least the indigenous manufacturing, the ecosystem for this indigenous manufacturing. Unless we address the constraint in this manufacturing, no innovation is going to give any desired impact on the industry. So, to be self-sufficient, what we are talking about, we have to address those from the grassroots level. See, still, I should say, I can blindly say, around 70 to 80% of the Indian manufacturers are dependent on other nations for the raw material to an extent of 70 to 80%. So, that dependency, actually, it is not, see, the COVID pandemic, what we have gone through, it was something like an eye-opener. It has not just presented us with the challenges, but it also showed us how insufficient we are, but indirectly how capable we are. Because that's why we have come upfront, I think. So these are the factors. So until and unless we address all these factors, we will not be getting a good environment to bring up any high-end product manufacturing. Even foreign investment also will be in a question, because the people analyzing from outside will be seeing all these factors. And the regulatory framework, what I was saying, it should have, it should be like whatever the regulatory framework we are aiming for, it should be harmonized with the global standard. That in turn, it should ensure a smooth acceptance of our product in the global market. And one thing I think I got missed somewhere. Yeah, so all these things actually our industry leaders and are working very closely with the government to reframe many of these government norms, schemes and all. And definitely the Indian government has already undertaken the structural and sustained reforms to support this healthcare, to boost the productions by putting the various production units in agriculture program, then almost announced a lot of protective policies for this foreign investment. So let's foresee this. There are a lot of challenges we have to address. What we want is like a very smooth and a high-tech medical device that we have to manufacture. It should have a global acceptance. Yes, for that we need to address these challenges to that will ensure a smooth entrance into the global market.
Let me summarize some of the points which Suki had mentioned. The first point is the funding part. The second is the scale and the supporting ecosystem. And let me tell my audience here that they are very, very critical points for the company. It makes it part of the industry. Now, I like to say that audience here that I am also the secretary of the ADMI. We are basically Association of Diagnostics Manufacturing. We are the only national association, and recently we are tied up with the have skilled manpower ready so that it can be immediately be absorbed by the hospital. Right now, the practical issue to be explained that if we get a pressure also, the pressure is not ready. And as a result, the company has to invest 6 to 12 months before actually the person is having the readiness for a particular role in a particular position. So I am sure that in coming times, because we have kind of met the scale sector council, we will have these curriculums and syllabus in line with what the industry wants. The second thing is with respect to funding. Now, as what we can mention, I think COVID has had a very significant, not only economic impact, social impact also, and now the government realizes the importance because in diagnostics, 80% of the clinician decisions are based on the diagnostic test. No doubt that there are many companies or startups which came during the COVID times. However, the important point is how many of them are having a proper business model, or how many of them are actually having a model which takes into account what the market requirements are. So I would say that the government also has just to update. The government also has now funds specifically for these startups. Like for example, there is a fund called Startup Fund is there, where even BARAC is there. So BARAC is Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council, and they will BARAC is to provide assistance in terms of funding. They mentor, they guide until the product becomes a commercial success. And third, what we have in terms of activity, better innovation fund. So these are some of the funds that we have. And definitely trust what Sukhdev mentioned. An enabling ecosystem in line with what the international standards are. Because ultimately when we have to enter any market, there is a regulatory framework which has to be followed and there is a cost. To reduce the cost and make the services more affordable, it is required that harmonization is happen 31st level itself, 31st level itself. So thank you very much for sharing your insights. Now, my last question.
So I get that's a question. So is there any funding that see for the startup companies? There is a place like we have to exhibit because there are also these international exhibitions how costly they are, like the Medikabazaar. Is there any national or the support from the government or the industry? Is there something present? Is there anything there?
The answer is it's a yes. And also one of the members of Export Promotion Council for medical devices. Ultimately, one of the main core objectives is what we have stated is to support the startups and the companies so that they can exhibit in foreign lands. And also, there are schemes available under the Department of Commerce which supports the Indian companies to showcase their products and services in international markets. Okay. So, coming back at the last question of the session is again to this Sapna. So, the question is, what authority will a non-tariff and regulation barriers to self-reliant path?
First of all, and I don't know if not listening to this. So we have for example, recent one was a laptop and we have on capital goods of medical devices. The word used is essential. So for example, these laptop and we There are no precedents taken within the country. For example, and these run across for importers and manufacturers. One is just for importers, it's for both. There is the, for example, the MRP issue, which is for people where the high and for example, point of care is not given, or the MRP, which is an enhanced are not being for and also, I mean, just to add one, these values are, I don't know what is the definition of self-reliant, but I would assume that what Mr. Modi emphasized, the Prime Minister, in the emotional quotient, is it came up was that it can be not self-contained. It does not mean that, it just means it's our sustainability model. So it does not close the doors of the imports or exports or any sector. It simply increases our dynamics to strengthen. In fact, this entire self-reliant world only in May 2020, just after the during the COVID-19. So I don't understand much what's in this. Barriers having one self-reliant is not another way of doing it.
Thank you, Sapnati. I think my take here is that it's important to be self-reliant, but it's also important to be measured approaches to being self-reliant. For example, what somebody mentioned that whatever policies are being launched, whether it's to do with MRP, or whether it's to do with exports of laptop, whether it is to do with the MRP or the B2B product, the industry. Whether it's not a question about local or efficiency company, it's a question about the complying to the European Act and so the objective of whether it's a local or a MNC company, the objective is very clear, which is to follow the European Act. But the challenge here is to do it in a manner which is going to be in a manner which is harmonized, which is equitable to everyone. And if that is the end, and even if there is no distance, but if you have in a way, with balance of the interest, the balances of in a type of manner that this is what is required and it's okay. And it supports that this is to be done. And how this is to be done, that process is a very thing. Like for example, I narrate when we have industry consultations before MDR works and was not. So we are the only country in the world which gives classification of what products should come in the class A, class B, class C, and class D. No other country has gone to that level of detail. So this is what is required. It's a policy process that we find. And so there is going to be cost to apply to whatever is to be done. So thank you, this subject for your interesting insight about this last case. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have learned today quite a lot. And I'm sure, likewise, you have learned a lot of things from the eminent Prime Minister who are subject matter experts in the Thank you very, very much for being here.